So in this lesson on education, we're looking at gender and educational attainment, boys and girls. Yeah, it really boils down to why are girls getting better grades than boys. Yeah, you hear this story every summer. Come the day in August when the exam results come out, it's the story the newspapers usually run with girls getting better grades than boys. So we're going to look into that today. In the book we're on page 54 and 55. So we're going to study the theories. Different people have different ideas as to why this is. And by studying them, we're going to assess their validity. Assess, think about it, decide. Validity, how true they are, how correct they are. By doing that, you are clearly developing your sociological thinking skills. Keywords are expectations, what you think someone's going to get in their grades, in their results. Priorities, things that are important to you. Career, availability, soft skills, qualifications, socialisation, risk taker, encourage, cautious, conscientious, organised, exams. If you are conscientious, it means you are diligent, which means that you work hard. Your conscience bothers you if you don't get things right. Yeah, you're conscientious, you get everything done you're meant to do. Okay, let's crack on. Let's start off with some background stats. Five ASRs to see over these years. Let's take two of them. So in the year 2000, 49.2% of everybody got 5 ASRs to see. Boys 44, girls 54. 10% difference. And you'll see that pattern pretty much stay the same. That roughly 10% gap. So 2008, 65% overall. Boys 60.9, girls 69.9. Slight narrowing of the gap. So that's the background stats to go and make a note of here. So roughly 10% gap. It's not huge, but it's definitely there. So why? Okay, some people think, sociologists mostly think, this is due to cultural changes. They look back 50 years, 30 years, and they see what girls wanted 30 years ago was to be mothers. And that's what they expected, that's what their expectations were. When research was done 50 years ago, 40 years ago, and you asked girls who were 15, 16 years of age, what did you want from life? Please tell me, give me a list. Married, kids came first. If married and kids comes first, school's not important to you. You don't need qualifications to get married and have kids. And then it was noticed, we did the research today with teenage girls. What do you want from your future? How do you see yourself? What do you see yourself doing in the future? Job comes first. Now, if job comes first, education is suddenly much more important, and you're going to work harder at school. If you ask girls now, they might mention the sort of job they plan to get, and if they plan to get this job, they must have good qualifications. Therefore, girls are working harder at school. Secondly, we think it might be to do with economic changes. Again, if you go back 50 years, there were lots of jobs, what we call heavy industry. Mining, steel work, factory work generally. There were lots of what you call masculine type jobs, masculine jobs that didn't require qualifications. These jobs are largely gone, globalisation, and they've been replaced with service skills jobs. And in these jobs, they require what we call soft skills, people skills. Yeah. Finally, socialisation. We bring boys and girls up differently. Boys, active, risk takers. Girls, conscientious, hard working, good language skills. So we think that, for example, lots of the actual exams we give to the kids favours girls because they have the sort of skills through language, through talking all the time, through the ones being on Facebook. They have the sort of skills that will mean they succeed in those exams. That's one idea. But also it's to do with coursework, controlled assessments and exams. Boys, through being risk takers, prefer exams all the way through the last 30 years. If you looked at these grades again, if you were to break this down into coursework and exams, boys have always outperformed girls in exams. Boys tend to prefer exams, girls tend to prefer coursework. Coursework was brought in to help girls. Boys have been socialised into being risk takers, exams are risk. Girls have been socialised into being diligent, hard working, conscientious, therefore tend to get much better grades at coursework. When you take out the coursework, suddenly boys start to improve. 2009 here, boys overtook girls when they got rid of the coursework. During class we'll have a go at this essay, discuss how far sociologists would agree that differences in educational attainment between boys and girls is the result of their gender socialisation. So how much is it this and how much is it these things? And put that into essay, easy peasy.